You guys are gonna be impressed by this here.
I checked 42.
You got your team pick yet, Ish?
That private talk. Matt interrupted me.
Matt, return to scene. There we go.
I'm not talking until we get to A. I'm not speaking.
Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see this?
Because heaven forbid I interrupt Todd.
Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Do you see this?
Yes.
This is the kind of stuff at Rojas's house. Cool shit.
Welcome
Andrew's
back.
shaking his head.
Welcome
Okay.
back.
You're good.
I've only had to restart 14 times now.
Okay, I'm good. It says it's been recording for like 5 minutes.
Todd just muted himself. Can I unmute Todd? I think I can.
But he has deep dive in his corner. Can I get deep dive in my corner? Hold on. I'm trying to turn my things out. There we go.
Welcome back to Lake Fork Open Pros Pick'em.
Lots of lighting in here.
Through here, Todd's cranky. Everybody just needs to know that going forward. He's very cranky right now. He's had a headache for a day and a half, and he's struggling over there. So
he catches too many 10-pounders. That's why he has a headache.
And he's winning too much money. What's up, Michael? You ready for track practice in a couple days, Michael? Even though your dad's muted.
Todd, we miss you. You are muted. We can't hear you. You can hear us? Deep dive?
Anyways, let's break down Lake Fork. You want to talk about an area that's got a ton of rain over the last handful of days.
So I had to change all my picks now.
Todd, you were mentioning earlier that you've literally looked at the Deep Dive app like 4,300 times in the last week. So, why?
My pick is.
I didn't say that. Stop it.
Patrick Walters.
Patrick Walters. How are you going to pick Walters?
What do you mean? How am I going to pick Walters?
The sun's not out.
Sun's out. Guns
Shorts
out.
aren't wearing.
Who am I
sun's out. Guns out.
Who am I supposed to pick in that?
You know you're supposed to pick your boy. Everybody, come on.
I'll call up Lee right now, and he's going to get smoked if he doesn't go live scope.
And here's the deal. Todd. It'd be like me betting against you on Rayburn. I'm not going to do it. Period. I would never bet against you. I would never bet against you. Never.
There has not been a tournament won in over 2 years, other than live scope. So if you're on Rayburn.
On Fork. On Rayburn. But once again,
so if I told you I wasn't going to go live scope, and you picked me.
Then yes, you're right. I would not pick you. I wouldn't. So you're saying you talked to Lee and he's not going to live scope.
Nope, I haven't talked to Lee at all.
I'm picking Lee.
The last time I saw Lee was at Eufaula. Of course, we were talking about how much that was fun, and so
So now you're gonna mess. You totally messed up my pick.
That's fine, but I'm not going to pick. I don't think he's going to go.
No, but no. For what you just said, you totally just screwed up my pick, and you're absolutely right. So I'm going to agree with you. So I'm changing my pick.
Okay, who you got? I think I know who
you're going. I'm going Koyo, the best forward-facing sonar dude on the planet. He's going to have the freaking fuzzy action figure with the G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip.
How do you know? I actually have that. That is literally the G.I. Joe action figure. Is that worth a lot?
Right. It's with the Kung Fu grip. See, we're so dialed in. So yes, I'm going Koyo.
Let me tell you something. I don't think Fork's the thing to throw. I don't think the fuzzy thing is the thing to throw on Fork. I'm just
it don't have to be, but the dude. If you're talking about forward-facing sonar, that dude. I'm sorry, he's
bringing him up, but I don't see him in the top 10 when they go to live scoping lately.
Okay, I'm going with him.
Fork's a different animal.
He won on Toledo.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit different stuff. They're not going to be out there in the wintertime stuff. They're going to be out there kind of punk. They're going to be punks.
How about you, Matt? Who do you have?
Well, I kind of went the same thought. So I picked the angler that's closest to Koya, and I went with Lee Livesey.
It's funny. I did a lot of research on this one, and I think with the rising water and the fact that they probably have a really
zero research,
Andrew. I went lead live sea as well.
It's in between. Like from my reports, it sucks. The scoping sucks and the shallow sucks. So I'm going with some guy who knows where to fish when it sucks on fork.
The scoping sucks.
Scoping does not suck. Forward-facing sonar has.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Forward-facing sonar has not sucked in any tournament this year, last year, or the year before.
Look, I'll admit, sometimes 2-pounders are hard to find. 10-pounders out there swimming around usually ain't hard to find.
Then why is no one picking Trey McKinney, who had like 175 pounds last year?
Because
I deep dive me right now, Andrew. Deep dive me, please. Deep dive
me the whole way through. Mute him too.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Group B, everyone.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I think is anyone in like the 90 percentile?
No.
That's why.
I would like to admit I did jump up into the upper 80s though.
Okay, well, yeah, but you're not in the 90s. And is Trey the highest
one? Never
pick? 24%. Him and Lee are the highest one. So if Patrick Walters does good, it's a little bit better on that part. You got to play the game, Matt. Point. This is called fantasy fishing, not who do we like.
Yes, it is. It's all about who we like.
That's all Ish has picked for the last 3 years.
I've never picked for the actual game.
How about Group B? What do you got, Ish?
I am going with BP.
You're fine.
He's because he can do multiple things. He's fired up. He wants something. He wants a win. It's burning in him. He's fired up. So I'm going with BP.
What about you, Pangrac?
So I follow this Instagram account, and it's called
I pick him. No, I'm picking him. I'm picking him then. I already know who you're going to freaking pick then if you said you follow his Instagram. But go ahead.
It's a fan account for this guy, and it's called K Daddy Burner, and it is a fan account of Kyle Welcher.
Oh.
And his post from today is Kyle Welcher holding up a fork over his head like a champion. And it says, K Daddy finna get frisky on fork. Devil emoji, number one finger, exclamation point.
Number one finger?
No, like
which one?
Wait.
I mean, I can
number
think
one.
of a lot of different ones.
I don't see. I mean, I think you got to pick Kyle Welcher on this. Like he's gonna figure something out.
Number one.
No, number
what that one?
Like you're
Andrew, I got you. See, you didn't have to deep dive me on that one.
Todd, and there you go.
Anyways,
well, you didn't like that reasoning?
No, I do like it.
No,
I just can't believe. Yeah, I like how your Instagram burner accounts.
Yeah,
I know that was the thing. Todd, who you got?
I'm going because I actually like. So I figured out that I didn't follow him until like a week ago. Even though I'm kind of friends with him and I fish with him, he kept asking me, he's like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "No." And then I realized I don't follow him. So I followed him, and then he's a moron. Let's just flat out.
And I get bleeped for the stuff I say, and he just blatantly calls a guy a moron.
Yes.
Like
we can't do this late at night. It has to be like banker's hours from now on. I think that's a new rule.
I can't stop watching his stupid Instagram accounts. Like, I'm gonna pick Kyle Patrick only because like him using Jennifer Connelly the other day in the Top Gun thing with the rod glove was pretty good. And so I'm like, they're so corny, but then they've got enough in there that's like, oh, that's pretty clever too. So I'm going Kyle Patrick. I hope he falls out of the boat. I hope he sings Creed. What else do I hope he does?
You hope he catches a bass. You're obviously hoping he catches a bass.
Oh,
you're hoping that he catches a bass. You're hoping he catches a bass.
I want him to fall out of the boat while singing Creed. That's what I want him to happen. That's what I want.
You have a terrible camera on your phone.
I do. But if you see the 100 million volts of light that go on here, his electricity bill's got to be like what it costs to freaking electrify California in this place.
Oh God, who is it?
You don't?
Is it Brittany?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. Like, no.
What group are we on?
We're still in Group B. I'm going Jordan Lee because Jordan is one of those guys that's going to scrap it up and go a lot of different things. So, hi, Brittany.
Joe Lee. Hi, Brittany.
Ready for a track meet?
You have the next pick on Group C.
Yeah, Group C. Who do you got, Brittany? You're leading us off. Celebrity pick.
A lot of people. That's too many people.
Do you know any of those people?
I know too.
Oh, you know that one.
Oh, let's go with Mullins, my favorite.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Mullins it is.
Moses.
We're gonna go with Grumpy Mullins. No, I'm not. I'm going with the guy who's gonna actually win in the group, and that's Easton Fothergill.
Ooh, I didn't even see that in that group. Now you got me. Oh, no, I know.
He's got like 75% owned.
Because he's world champion.
You know him.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Matt, who do you got?
I don't know. I'm in like some weird vortex universe now where I'm just picking. I'm going Keith
Random
Combs.
people.
How do you not? No, I'm going. Keith Combs is not random on Lake Fork. It's like in the last
100%.
3 years, everyone
you
forgot. Everyone forgot
except for
how
me.
guys became the guys, and that is
Except
Keith
for me.
Combs.
Except for me.
Live scope is going to suck this week, Todd. There's not going to be a single piece cut on
Deep
live
dive
scope.
that. Deep dive that. These are the worst takes of Matt Panger ever. Ever.
Listen, I went old school last time. I'm Lee Livesey, Kyle Welcher, Keith Combs.
Way to fall in the bottom.
But hey, but once again, Kyle Welcher can catch them on forward-facing sonar.
And Keith Combs can throw a chartreuse powder blue back.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Matt, I'm gonna have to give you that.
All that worked in 2019.
It doesn't matter. You still know where they live.
Yeah, I know.
This
I
is
know
going to be one.
Hey, Matt.
The coast spawners are funky. The shallow fish aren't adjusted to the water. What do we do? Where do we go?
Guys,
I don't know. Everyone's going to be running around like crazy.
Guys.
Keith Combs is going to be going like, now you're in my neck.
Andrew's the host, guys.
Matt,
Andrew's the host.
Matt, you know where
Andrew's
they
the
live?
host. We've taken over his show. Thank you,
I want to tell
Andrew.
Matt one thing. Matt, you know where they live? In the lake. And all they got to do
Hey, Todd. Todd, they live in the middle of the lake.
Yeah. And like Matt's over here going, Todd, you know where they live on Rayburn? Yeah. Out in the middle of the lake. Matt even was like, Todd, man, they're just out there.
I feel like you have Scoper's PTSD from this past winter and spring, Todd.
He does.
And
It's just
going to take you a little bit to get back to reality and realize what is actually happening.
I
here.
know. I've been searching for my friend Todd for a while.
Okay, post your team, post your scoping team on your Instagram story after this, and I'll post my manly team on the Instagram story. And I say that in full, like the big bait.
No, you said it,
and then we'll be able to compare it.
He said it. He said manly.
Yes.
He said manly.
Well, I meant
No, you said it, Matt.
So
hold on, I have to go pick up my sushi.
So for anybody that's wondering, the water is coming up at Lake Fork.
Sushi and his manly team.
We are so wrong.
The water is moving, and those deep fish that are on these points are going to move around. They're going to swim around like everywhere. And what happens when they swim around, Todd? How do you catch them?
Video game. The video game happens.
I'm going Easton Fothergill as well in that.
Yes, Easton. Hey, but I think I'm already ready for this. I think Easton's going to win. I've
got to go with Matt on this one though, just because Combs is still Keith Combs, and he has been hurting for a win, for a good tournament, and this is the place that it's got to happen for him. If it doesn't happen after this one here, if it does not happen, he will never be picked on my fantasy team ever again.
Hey, I want to include something real quick. This is just an outside thought process. They have gone to Lake Fork, 3 times in the last 5 years? Matt, do you have the statistic on where Keith Combs has finished in the last 5 years on Lake Fork?
Yeah, let's look at that. I don't even have to look.
Oh, God. You're right. I didn't even think about that either.
Every single pick'em show on Lake Fork.
Last year, he finished in the top 30.
Okay, what about the year before
that?
30.
He had 73 pounds.
30th doesn't even get a check now.
Yeah, it does.
I wasn't even joking. I didn't think they got a check now at 30th.
That's the only time he's had a top 30 finish.
I mean,
in 2019, he finished 7th, but I didn't want to say that because that proves.
Wait, what year? What year?
Yeah, all right, man. You guys have screwed up my whole roster is completely screwed. I gotta go start picking all over again.
Matt, what happened in 2020? Just say it. What happened in 2020?
You ask about the weather.
Say it. What happened in 2020?
Partly sunny. Most of the tournament. And the wind is not going to be an issue, so it looks like we'll get 4 full days in.
Because during this time, he was really good, and he was catching them cranking. But
hey, during a lot of guys' time, they were really good, and now they're not because of that box.
I mean, it's just
the box.
I mean, finishing the top
active
30
target forward-facing sonar has changed the world.
If they are on trees, that's why I picked Patrick Walters and Easton Fothergill. And if they're on a dark bay,
let's go Group D. Let's go Group D. Todd, lead us off.
This one was the hardest one.
No, Group E is the hardest one.
Well,
no,
yeah,
but
Group
E is the easiest.
Sort of.
No.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I take that back.
All right, my roster is completely changed.
I have 2 picks in this one. Both aren't having great years. Both can catch them on scope, and catch big ones. That's Ben, Milliken, and Dakota.
Right.
And I'm gonna go with Ben. I think Ben's liable to finish outside the top 30 or win this thing. So I'm gonna pick Ben.
I'm right there with you. I mean, I like the Ben pick, and I know he's been kind of waiting. He's been licking his chops for this particular tournament because he has spent countless hours on this body of water.
Swim baits.
I'm going Dakota only because he's at a real lackluster start to the year, and I know he's trying to find that tournament that he breaks out on the elites, and I think this could be it.
Well, he just won the Southwestern Toyota Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
And he only had to catch 2 fish on Eufaula to do it, which, obviously.
Dakota's an amazing fisherman. We know this. Yes.
No, I'm saying I only caught 1. I'm saying he caught 2 and was in like the top 20.
Was it that bad?
What?
Yeah, it was only 1 day.
Took 7 pounds to get a top 10.
They canceled 2 days and 13 pounds won it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he had a 7-pounder. Like,
well, if you got to catch 2 and one of them's a 7, that's the
no. He caught 5. The guy who won it. I caught 1 2-pound 15-ounce fish. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 15 spotted bass and beat 50 people.
Damn.
Pretty much.
That was fun.
So what do you think, Ish? Who do you think? Who you got?
I'm going to go Ben as well. I think the swimmer bait's going to play, and that dude is an awesome swim bait fisherman. Now that you guys have talked me out of half my picks, I'm not going to.
Yeah. By the way, I took Keith Combs off my team. I don't think he's going to catch him anymore.
Yeah, I know. I'm going probably Fothergill myself. Yeah, but yeah.
What about you, Panger? Who you got?
Group D or E?
Yeah, D.
I'm kind of on the same page as Todd. Like, I just am going with Dakota because I feel like Dakota's a little bit of a safer pick. Like, I think Ben is just going to send it for 8 hours.
He is going to send it. He is going to. He's going to send it.
Yeah. But I think like Dakota, I've talked to Dakota like at some of the opens to where he was like, yeah, like I love his, like you think he's doing really well. So I think Dakota Eber is a safer pick to come in with at least 5.
Matt, does I don't know about this. You might know. Has anyone ever caught? How many people have ever caught 40?
40 pounds?
Yeah.
In a day?
On fork.
There were a couple bags. On fork? I don't know those numbers.
Dude, Ben.
That's what I'm saying. I totally agree with you.
Ben can bring in 40, zero the next day and say
it would be the most Milliken thing ever, too.
Yes, completely.
All right, let's go Group E for the sake of this video. Let's see. Go ahead and lead us off, Matt. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this group.
I don't know. So he's in this group because he started off in Florida, sucky, but he's from California, and then he's coming off of a good tournament. The whole house is feeling the vibes. They got a bunch of good things going on there. I said this from the beginning. I'm going to pick Andrew Loberg until he's not a value pick anymore. Like I'm real high on just him fishing and talent. Plus, I know he's really good with the jerkbait. He'll put a lucky craft around some tree stumps.
I was told by a young angler actually last week that Andrew Loberg is better than 90% of the fishermen that have ever fished out there.
I'm really high on Andrew Loberg, like just his fishing talent and mentality and the way he goes about his stuff.
He's definitely Loberg's an amazing fisherman. So,
what about you, Ish? Who you got?
And he's 1%.
My guy is Chris Zaldane, only because he's a Texas guy. And he spent a little time on the place. I wanted to go Loberg, but man, he's just. I expected more out of him this year, and I'm not seeing it. And once again, I might end up changing my pick again.
Well, I guess I'll go next. I mean, you got 2 people in this group that I really like. You obviously got Hackney, which I still shocked that Hackney would ever be in Group E.
Ever. Never, ever.
And you got Zaldane, and I know Zaldane has spent, once again, countless time. Zaldane, last time, because I was watching live a little bit, and maybe it was at Ray Roberts, he just got really stuck on some stuff. And that's the only thing I worry about with him is he's going to get stuck on like something that's not going on. But the one time Zaldane did really good there was this time of year. It was early post-spawn, topwater, big bait, and I do think that he will be able to put it together. Should be able to. And this should be when the shad are spawning on those shallow, flat points. So I think he might have a little bit of an advantage there. What about you, Todd?
So I'm looking at Loberg because I had Zaldane, but I'm not high on that pick. So I looked at Loberg where he did bad. He did bad at the Pascatonki River. I like saying it like that, which I could see you just getting like not in the right area. Okeechobee. I give everyone a pass in Okeechobee. St. John's River, Florida.
Jeez.
And then
everybody gets a pass there too.
Those are all the bad ones except for Santa Cooper. Then the other ones, he's done really good in California. I assume there's more big fish there. I'm gonna go. I think he'll be fine here. Mm-hmm. Like when you go, here's the deal. What I'll say about scoping. It's when you go to some of these lakes to go scope, it's pretty hard because of like you got to deal with certain things. Like I'm just not going to go into it, but all this like trash fish, all these stupid things. You get out there and fork and you look around. There's a fish out there. It's a bass,
right?
And it's gonna. I'm not saying it's easy to catch them, but I think it's way harder scoping trying to find fish than catch fish. And so they live there. It's why all the scopers kind of do good because, I mean, they just got to get in the right area and you're going to catch them. And so I don't know if he's a scoper. Is he?
Yes, he can.
Then I'm picking him.
Well, see, so I looked at the Deep Dive app and the water clarity, surprisingly, with the low or with the high water and all the incoming water,
Still clear.
Still pretty good.
Don't.
But the water clarity still, once again, these guys have proven water clarity doesn't matter.
But I do think it will help on the scoping aspect of things.
There is no freaking hindrance in forward-facing sonar. There's not one. Someone show me what the hindrance is, and I'm gonna add that to every lake I go to.
That's true. I will say this though about the. I'm gonna look at something real quick.
It blew 20 miles an hour at Kentucky Lake. What did they do? Catch them. It was dirty at freaking Santee Cooper. What did they do? Catch them. It don't matter if there's timber. Doesn't matter if it's grass. Don't matter if it's rock. Don't matter anywhere you go. They catch them.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream flows for Lake Fork either, and it's not going to get dirtier.
Listen. I'm just going to throw this out there. So far, the deep dive app on every lake I've been to has been dead on. Possum Kingdom is crystal clear. And I know people that are like, and it is a crystal clear lake.
And it's going to go swim bait, and it's going to go minnow, and it's going to go swim bait and minnow.
But at Possum Kingdom, I've talked to everyone, they're like, you can't see more than a foot. But it shows it crystal clear. So this is the only time that I'm like,
Fork didn't muddy up as bad as people thought.
Huh?
It didn't muddy up that bad.
What?
Fork.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Possum Kingdom shows it being clear, and everyone I've talked to is it's red mud running through that thing. So
that's because it's the way that they do that. It takes
that's my point. Yeah. Is that like a lot of these lakes are getting it right, but if it's clouds, they can't update it. So I'm just telling you that Fork might not be as bad. It's kind of hard to tell until you get there. But I don't think it's gonna matter.
By the way, I changed my pick in Group D from Dakota Eber to Stetson Blaylock.
Oh,
that fast. So we're gonna do pros. We're gonna do pros pick up all over again tomorrow because I'm about to change all my picks.
All right.
How about we go to my favorite? One of my favorite things is not that one. Nope, not that one. What is the top weight for the week?
8 million pounds.
Todd?
I already did this. 118, 5 ounces. Is that too much?
Is that 5 days?
4 days. They always catch over 30 a day.
Yeah.
Do they?
I don't think they're going to catch as much because of the water.
The water moving so much.
Dude, some of them guys catch 35, 38, 32. I mean,
now I got to change my winning weight. Damn.
What are you thinking, Matt?
I put 99.15.
What?
No.
What?
I put 96.10.
Those guys that weigh in like 25 pounds sometimes aren't even in the top 30.
Right. The last time they were there, didn't they have wasn't there like everybody in the top 10 had a
They all had like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
This sounds like Clear Lake.
I just don't think it's fishing great right now.
They live there.
I don't care what any of these pros are saying how the fishing is. They are going to crush them.
Wait a minute. How do you know when a fisherman's lying? Oh, his lips are moving.
Yeah. They are gonna 100% smash on them. I went 110 10 ounces.
So I'm going 109. I'm going to go 109. Then I'm changing mine. Thanks, guys.
I'm staying with 99.15. It doesn't matter really.
This isn't the Price is Right, Matt. You don't win just because you're the lowest bidder.
I would spend $1. I would 100% spend $1
to win the tournament.
Easton.
I'm going a different one. I'm going John Cox. Why not?
Okay, that's fine, but you now have to explain why you pick him.
Yes, I need to hear this myself.
What he's going to throw to catch 100 and what'd you say? 10
a max cent general. What else does he throw?
There is no way to catch that kind of weight fishing shallow.
Okay, so here's my point of view. It was about 3 years ago, I think, maybe 4 years ago. Brandon Cobb, at immediate post spawn, late spawn, smashed him on a frog. That same year, Who was it? Oh, it was John Cox. Went on the dam, caught him on a shad spawn.
Yeah, I remember that. They had epic Brandon Cobb catches on camera. And John Cox.
They were catching 10, 11 pounders.
Weren't they spawning?
They are at the frog peak time. He was actually one of my. That was why Group A was really hard for me, because I really do believe John Cox is going to have a bang up tournament.
Hold on. Let me look at something.
But he's in there with Lee, and so where do you go there? I think he's a guaranteed 25 a day guy, but I really believe when they were there when Cobb won, it was post spawn. That's the same year they caught him on top water. That's the same year they caught him on the big glide stuff, and Cobb still won on a frog. That did happen.
I wish it was cloudier, but.
And I do know there's still some late spawner shad or fry garters, everything going on right now at that place.
Fry garters aren't going to win.
I don't mean to cut you guys short, but I do have a tournament.
Good luck tomorrow.
It's past Matt's bedtime.
How do you have these
what boat did you get? And stuff? You got good boat draw?
Because that's what we get to fish Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Largies or smallies?
Have your tournament directors call our tournament directors.
I know. Tell me, Andrew's fished a couple of them. He knows how great it is to fish on those weekdays.
It's awesome.
It's amazing. So I'm going to say my pick to win is Fothergill as well. And the winning bait's going to be a glide or a minnow.
Wacky worm.
Glide or a minnow. He's gonna throw a glide at him.
If it's Fothergill, he wins on a wacky worm.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, boys. Have fun, and I'm gonna change all my picks, and we'll get back to that later on after we see how it goes.
All right,
later. Bye.
So, Matt, who do you have winning this tournament, and why?
I think Jacob Fouts wins the tournament because I think he's a very underrated scoper, and I just saw him and was like, oh, he's going to catch him there. He hasn't ever top 10'd it, but I think this is his year.
Are you getting worse in fantasy?
Yes.
Was that a bad pick?
I think we've all
No, it's not that. I've never heard you. You're going from you're going from feelings when you used to go off of stats.
Well, when I used to go off of stats, I top 10 to everything and was top 10 in the world on everything. When I started
to point to this whole entire thing.
Yeah, I just called that. I just said it.
You used to be the stat guy. Now you're acting like Todd on your picks. Minus scope picks. You're just going off of
minus
like
doing
Todd 2 years ago.
Minus doing good.
Yeah.
I'm not. Loberg and Fothergill have never fished an Elite Series there.
Neither is either.
Fothergill just won the Classic like 100 miles north of there.
He had never fished the Classic.
I'm not on my fantasy A game recently, okay? Like I had a really good comeback effort at a 1,300-point tournament in this last one, but other than that, it's just a piece of my life that is missing right now.
Well, I'll tell you why. History. All your stats go out the window now.
Here's the other part. Everything that I used to do on fantasy fishing, Bassmaster now has a history tab.
Yeah, but that history is no good, man. That history is not. Everything's changed. It's a new history. You got.
We're rewriting history.
We're rewriting history from 2009 and 2020. There's an asterisk. You're on. Now you have to judge everything from 2020.
Are you saying I'm too old to play fantasy fishing?
No, you can't look back at stats below 220.
You're almost below 220, Matt. So
I'm not almost 50.
Pretty close.
You're going to be married with kids and grandkids in like 5 years.
At least.
Well, I'm going to be married in October.
Yeah.
Hey,
and then
Todd,
we'll probably get a dog.
That yet?
Huh?
You got an invite to that yet?
I'm not going to get an invite, so it's okay.
No doubt.
I'm assuming you don't want an invite, Todd. Because, I mean, you're not on the list now, but you can be if you want to be.
No, not now.
Okay, how was it?
He didn't even ask me that.
Andrew and Val are getting an invite.
Definitely not me.
I think you have to go, and you got to show up with like your glasses on and your belt and your crown.
Oh, if I go, it's because I don't get an invite, and I'll show up.
Absolutely.
It's not that far from your neck of the woods.
Open Pros pick 'em from the wedding.
Yeah.
I'm probably busy that weekend.
Business is business.
Well, guys,
do you want me to send you an invite? Like, I could, but I wasn't.
No, not now. Nope. Okay. I don't want handouts.
Okay. That got real awkward.
All right, we'll see you guys. Bye.
There's never been any kind of